We turned our Ghostlight on March 7th of 2020. That was the last show that we had, and that went on that night just like normal and everything was fine. And then a week later, we realized the theater was going to be shutting down, and it has been burning ever since. The Ghostlight is an interesting thing that every theater in the world uses. Whenever the theater is closed or dark, they always put a light on the front of the stage. And there's a lot of lore around that. Some folks think that that's about keeping the ghosts of the theater satisfied and happy. At the Mount Baker Theater, we basically use the Ghostlight mainly for safety reasons, but we also keep it for symbolic reasons as well. There's only two ways for that Ghostlight to get turned back off again. One is to make sure that we have enough funds to keep the theater running and we start doing productions again. The other way it might turn off is if the theater has to close its door permanently and goes bankrupt. I've spent the last year trying to make sure that that Ghostlight goes off for the right reason.
While the theater's been dark and we've been essentially shuttered, there have been achievements made. We had some work done on the roof. We had some construction done on the building, which we probably wouldn't have been able to do as easily if we had been open.
We replaced all of the gutter system on the outside of the building and repainted the entire outside of the building. We've also put new handrails up and new stair lighting in the building. That is probably what the public has not seen.
The hibernation has been really hard on the staff. We started having to furlough people right away once we started closing the doors in March. We lost 60 shows between the middle of March and the end of June. It was really hard for me to watch that happen. We have to remind ourselves of what we've been missing and how important it is for people to get back into that experience.
We have always been interested in theater and arts in general, and we've always enjoyed coming to the theater. It's always been something that we've done with the kids and coming to shows as a family.
We always say how lucky we are to live here. There's many things about Bellingham that make us always feel proud, and I think coming to the Mount Baker Theater is always one of those experiences that we feel so lucky to have great shows that come to town, an absolutely gorgeous theater.
The Mount Baker Theater, for me as a conductor and for the orchestra, is really our home. The best musical memories and moments happened on the stage that were really, at least for me, life-changing. We miss being in this place so much.
Some people don't even realize how extraordinary it is. We have our own symphony here in Bellingham. We have a kids' education program. We have the Opus Dance School does the Nutcracker every year. We have Walton Magic. Usually I buy my tickets, I put them on the fridge, by the calendar, the anticipation and the excitement of going to shows, getting dressed up again, and going out, seeing people sharing the experience and the excitement of a show, the adrenaline that you come home with. I miss all of that.
I miss, the energy that goes into the day of a show when the artists load in, get ready for the show, have a sound check, and then we open the doors and people start coming in and you start, hearing the noise and feeling the energy and seeing the familiar faces. I miss all of that.
I miss so much about the theater. I think my favorite thing is honestly the education program. When we have the school buses come up and the kids come in, there's no feeling or energy like that. They are full of joy and enthusiasm. And it's not like any other show that we have, and I cannot wait to have the kids come back into the theater.
It's hard to conceptualize that we might have to close the doors permanently, but that is the precipice upon which we stand. I mean, it's unfathomable what that loss would mean.
If the Mount Baker Theater had to close, this would be a huge loss for the community, and especially for us as an orchestra, because I don't know where we would go to do our concerts, to do our rehearsals. So it will be devastating.
If the theater were to close, it would be a sad point for me because it does foster a sense of community. I think it would be a real hole in our hearts if we didn't have it here.
I would miss the theater a lot if it were to go away because it's been a part of our life for as long as I have known.
I would be so sad to have all those experiences lost, and we would never be able to do it again.
I think losing the theater would have a huge impact on this community. And we don't want anything to happen to it, but it really takes our community and the public to help it survive. It's critical, I think, for us as a community to come together and to support what we believe in, and we know we want to be there for generations to come.
One of the things that helps me realize that we can make it through this is because this is an arts community. We have people who enjoy art in this community and invest in that art. I just keep reminding myself that we can make it through this. We have been making it through this, and we will make it through that as long as we all pull together and continue to support the art in our community.
The artists are ready, we're ready, and I think that when things finally do open back up, there's going to be so much excitement from the audience, from the artists, from the staff, everybody. It's going to be incredible when it finally does happen.
I think we're going to hit a phase that's going to be like the Roaring 20s after the 1918 flu, when we are going to be just dying to live again. And this is one of the places that we want to come back to.
That Ghostlight has been burning for so long, and I look forward to the day when we've turned it off because we're opening the doors for a big show.
That will be the most awesome experience when we dim these lights and the stage lights come up and the crowd roars here.